Hey again, everyone, it's Tyler Cavalli, Jacob Roth, along with you here of KRVN, sizzling across Nebraska, the Red Meat Road Trip. We're in the Czech capital of Nebraska in Wilber, as we're at Karpisek, as we're excited to learn more about this really highly talented spot, but also we're just in a great town that just got done with one of their biggest festivals, not only here, but in Nebraska.
I think it's also the Czech capital of the world that's not the Czech.
The Czech.
I think it's more than just Nebraska. Obviously, a lot of great memories, a lot of fun times coming here for Czech Days. I've stopped in here before. I'm sure we'll hear about, I won't spoil it. I'm sure we'll hear about kind of some long-standing traditions. Excited to go in and learn more and kind of see what this stop has to offer.
All right, so let's learn about Karpisek here in Wilber. But first off, thanks to our great sponsors in Cross Diamond Cattle, Cross Diamond Meats in Bertrand, the Dawson County Cattlemen, the Nebraska Beef Council, and of course the Nebraska Cattlemen as well. So let's learn more about Karpisek here in Wilber. Hey again, everyone. We're talking to Russ Karpisek, who is the owner of Karpisek's Market here in Wilber. Again, we're continuing our Red Meat Road Trip. All right, Russ, let's talk about this really neat spot here in Wilber. And let's rewind all the way back to the beginning, because this is kind of a legendary place here in the area.
It is an old place, and yet it shows. But the Alphabet family started the meat market in the, we don't know, 1880s or 1890s. My grandparents bought it in 1967, and I came around in 1966, so I've been here pretty much my whole life. I bought the store from my grandma in 1989 when I graduated from UNL in business administration, so I laugh that I'm administrating my own business. I did sell out in 2008 for 11 years, and then in 2019 we came back and been at it now about 6 years again.
So you probably have seen a lot, obviously, being here from when your grandparents had it till now. Talk about maybe some of the biggest changes in this industry overall.
Mainly try and get product anymore in the price of it. Beef is just really getting expensive. I think it's better product, but it's getting tough. And almost everything that we make our own hot dogs and Polish sausage and beef jerky and all those things all have beef in them. So it's been a little rough, and we're just coming out of Czech Days right now where we make about 15,000 pounds of product. So you hope for a good weekend so you can pay the bank loan.
There you go. Talk about Czech Days, obviously a big thing known here in the Wilber area for you guys here at Karpisek's Market. But talk about what that means for you guys here in the community.
Well, it just means that it really keeps the community up. Everybody, about a month before Czech Days, starts sprucing everything up. You're having visitors over, family over. You want it to look good. Brings a lot of money in. Also, the churches all serve either kolache or they serve meals. The FFA, you name it, all of the nonprofits, plus those of us that try to make a profit, really helps us out, and it gets our name out to people that might not know that we're here.
Talk about why you fell in love with this industry, or wanted to continue to be a part of it and continue your family's name.
I grew up here again. My grandma did sell the place a couple times on contract and got it back. The last time was right as I was graduating from college, and I didn't really know what I was going to do. So I said, well, I think I'd like to give it a shot. So I grew up here. My mom worked at the bank. My dad farmed. I was just here a lot. I didn't go to daycare. Grandma watched me, I guess. Poor grandma. So I just grew up here, and it's just what I do. And when I was out of here for 11 years, things just weren't right. So I'm glad to be back.
And talk about being, obviously, as we go to all these different small towns throughout the state on this Red Meat Road Trip, what being this market, this type of kind of business in a community like Wilber, what does that kind of mean? What support do you see from the community, especially being such a long-standing business?
Right. Well, we see a lot of support from the community, of course, that we need, and I appreciate that. We know a lot of our customers, and then we do get a lot of out-of-town business too, especially being Czech. There are a lot of Czechs in the northern part of Kansas, obviously all over Nebraska. So we do get people from out of town, but we do business with the local businesses. We try to help each other out, try to get people in to buy product that maybe they helped raise somewhere along the line. So it's very big, and we belong to the Nebraska Association of Meat Processors, which I know you've hit some of the other guys or guys and gals, and that's a great organization. It keeps us all informed and together. I never thought that some of my best friends would be my competitors. If you have a problem with some of my bacon's not smoking right, I pick up the phone and call Den's down in Table Rock, and he has an answer. So that's really nice. It's really not competition. We have a convention once a year, and we get together and judge each other's products, and it's just a good time, and I really appreciate their support.
No, and I think that specific organization, as we hear about it, pretty much whenever we're at a locker or a processor or a shop, whatever style it is, they all kind of talk about that. Obviously, as you're a little bit different, you don't do the slaughter side of things. You have meat come in the boxes, and then you kind of finish out the final steps. Talk about your kind of process and how it might differ from someone that's doing the slaughtering themselves as well.
Sure, and so a lot of people don't understand that you can be federally inspected but custom exempt, which means you bring me your steer, I process it and give it back to you. Or you can be full federal, where I bring in your beef, I buy it from you, I butcher it, cut it up, and then I can sell it to Tyler. So there's two different ways about it. A lot of the Nebraska plants are custom exempt, so they can't just go buy a steer and cut it up and sell it anyway. But we don't butcher, we never have butchered here, so we get all our beef and all our pork boxed. Comes in, we don't do any swinging meat anymore, any quarters or things like that. We just don't have time. I always say I think I'm a pretty good sausage maker and jerky maker. I'm not a good butcher at all. And all my colleagues know that, and they make fun of me about it. And that's okay, because it's true. So we just get the boxed beef in, and we either grind it or slice it for jerky, stuff it into casings, smoke it, cook it. Kind of the same that everybody else does on that, but we do not butcher, which is very different compared to most of our other processing plants.
Again, we're talking to Russ Karpisek, who is the owner of Karpisek's Market here in Wilber. It is our latest stop of KRVN Sizzling Across Nebraska, the Red Meat Road Trip. You just mentioned, you talked a little bit about what you guys have here in terms of your product, but break that down a little bit more. Obviously, you mentioned the sausage, beef sticks, all those kind of different things. What are your specialties, and what else do you guys offer?
Sure. We specialize in Czech products, since we're the Czech capital of the USA. Yeah. Our biggest seller is coarse ground Wilber wieners, and 2/3 beef, 1/3 pork. They're very garlicky, very smoky. That's our biggest seller. Then we also make ring bologna, little link bologna, which we call bushti. The Germans would call them knockwurst. We make beef jerky, about 6 different kinds of beef jerky, about 12 different kinds of snack sticks. We make some specialty Czech things that are like Ithernitsa and Jelita, which is a pork head cheese. But we won't get into that since we're talking about beef.
What are some of the favorites here, or a staple that you guys are known for?
Those coarse ground Wilber wieners are our number one seller. For Czech days, we made about 5,000 pounds. Oh. So we have a few left. Everybody always says, well, you want to run out. I don't want to run out. I always, and your audience should appreciate, it's like planting 80 acres of corn and harvesting 70 of it. Yeah, why would you leave business land? So that's my analogy on that. So that's our biggest thing. Beef jerky has probably become one thing that's kept us in business, because obviously it's expensive, it's time consuming, but that helps out. But mainly the wieners and the jerky, right. and Polish sausage.
Yeah. The Wilber wiener does travel far. Being up from Milford, I've definitely partaken in a couple of them before, for sure. Talk a little bit about, obviously, as you said, you got back into it around 2019 after being gone for just over a decade. Kind of a turbulent time to jump back into the providing food for people, Tide, and it's never a fun question to ask, but what was that kind of COVID time like for you here at this market?
Really, I think it was pretty good for us, because people had to stay home and cook. So they would come and buy more fresh meat, more steaks, more hamburger. again, and just had to stay home. Obviously, it was tough with all the distancing and all those things, but had I known that was coming, I don't know that we would have come back or not. But yeah, I think it helped, which is odd to say, I guess.
No, and again, you're not the first one to say that where it was a rough thing for a lot of folks, but for folks specifically in the locker industry where lockers in markets were kind of, not necessarily fading, but the number of them is a lower number than it used to be, kind of gave that boost. Have you seen that boost, folks invested coming back into the market and getting meat in smaller parcels? Have you seen that kind of continue as you move past it?
I think so, and especially now when things are getting more expensive, just to go out to eat to McDonald's is not like it used to be. So people are coming in, and like you say, maybe they'll order 20, 50 pounds of hamburger, throw it in the freezer, and I think they're cooking at home more. Plus, I think it did teach them some different things, especially with kids being home from school. So I got some things that were a little more easier to heat up so the kids could make it at home. So I think it taught people a different way of cooking and eating.
And supporting Nebraska beef as well during the same time.
Yes.
All right, notice some awards here. So we got to ask about the awards. What are you competing in, and talk about some of them that you've won?
Well, we compete in almost every class because I try to do a shotgun effect,
See what works.
Well, yeah, see what you can hit. Our product is just so much different than a lot of the other products. A lot of the other products, I would say, are more newfangled, I guess, to the hot dogs and things that you see in a grocery store, where ours are like old style, still old world. We do it the same way they did it 100 years ago. So it's a kind of hard to compete, but we usually bring home a few plaques, and I'm always happy when I do and mad when I don't.
Back to the drawing board the next year, right?
Always thinking I know what I'm going to do next year, and so then you do it, and then something else wins. People like we talked about Den's Meats down in Table Rock and Holstein. Those people really know what they're doing, and they have I'd say newer equipment compared to me, and just the new way of doing things, what the university is teaching, and they make some awesome products, and I'm really proud of what they do. And again, when I get myself in trouble, I call them and ask for help. So it is a little hard to compete. This year we did get first in the liver class, which was with our Ithernitsa, which is like kind of a head cheese.
Okay.
So I was kind of glad to beat those guys at least in one product.
Russ, you've been doing this for a long time. Your family's been doing this for a long time. This has been a staple here in the Wilber area for over 100 years. What do you see the future of the meat industry and a shop like this, particularly for yourself, what you guys offer going forward?
Well, I think it'll keep going on as long as we have people that'll work, come and run it, and also people that'll come support it. Wilber is in a unique situation. We're kind of close to Lincoln. We're about 45 minutes away. We're 10 minutes away from Crete. Sorry, there's my jerky timer. So we can draw from places where other places don't have the population around, and Wilber is almost 2,000 people. So that really helps. But again, we need to find the people that'll stay here and work. And I've been very fortunate. I've got a great staff. I've got some young high school guys, and a couple other younger guys in their 20s. Thank God they can pick things up and reach things for me. And that's what we need. But again, we need people to come see us. I think people assume that the big box store is going to be cheaper. Well, I guess maybe sometimes it is, but we run specials. We'll give you a break if you buy in bulk, and I guarantee you're getting a better product. We are getting Nebraska beef as much as we can. I guarantee it's not Australian or wherever else, some of that Mexican, where it comes from.
Yeah. Talk about why you guys are part of the Nebraska Beef Passport program and why you signed up.
Anything to get people in the door, right? I figure it's my job to get people in my door, and anything that I can use as a tool to do so, then I need to sell to them, and I think that we can sell for itself. But again, we have to get them in the door, and it's great to partner with the Nebraska Beef Council to try to sell more Nebraska beef, and it just helps all of us, again, working together, and they've been a great partner. This is our second year. I'm very happy with it. I think it's much better than it was last year. We have the QR codes now, or QC codes. I always say, I'm showing my age. So that helps. We don't have to punch a number in, give them a PIN code. So it's just a good partnership, and I appreciate that they're out there for us.
And one of the things that we do as we go to all these different stops, experience all the things the Passport has to offer, we try to get a rough guess of what you would say is what you do best, obviously, staying in the world of beef as it is the Beef Passport. What would you recommend, whether it's a snack for the road or something that we can throw in the cooler and take home and cook up later? What is what you would recommend folks that are coming through and ourselves should get from your lot or your market here?
I would say get some Wilber weenies. That's our staple. Some beef jerky, and you can never go wrong with a nice choice ribeye.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite. I always just get to take the end cuts home, so I don't get the good stuff, but they're still darn good.
Well, the Wilber weenies, I think we have to get it at this point, right?
I would have guessed that's what it was going to be coming in, and I'm glad that that's what you recommended.
It's 60% beef anyway. So
yeah, pretty much beef.
It checks off what we need to classify. All right, Russ, as we wrap things up here today, talk about, again, where you're located, the hours and days that you guys are open as well.
We're in Wilber, Nebraska, which if you don't, I want to always tell people it's spelled with an E, Wilber. We are not named after a pig in Charlotte's Web or a Wright brother, Charles Dana Wilber. It's a pet peeve of mine. And we are 10 miles south of Crete. We're about 45 minutes southwest of Lincoln. And we're at 119 West 3rd, right on, we call it Main Street, it's 3rd Street, here in Wilber. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 2, and closed on Sunday to try to rest up a little.
All right. Well, make sure you stop by and get your passport stamped, or just check things out here in Wilber at Karpisek's Market. Again, that is Russ Karpisek joining us here on KRVN. All right, we are back outside now of Karpisek's Market, which is really a great spot to stop. They were just catching their breath after check days here in Wilber, Nebraska, just a while ago, and it sounds like things went really, really well for them.
Well, no, and I think check days always is kind of that thing where I don't even know how many people descend on the community of Wilber, but a lot of folks do, just kind of enjoying everything that's going on, whether you're check or not. A lot of people come out and enjoy it, and it sounds like they were kind of wiped clean, had to take a breather, had to take vacation, came back, and were kind of working, getting everything restocked, restored as people were going in and out of the back, constantly doing things during our conversation. So it was kind of a cool thing, really cool stop. Obviously, the Wilber weenie was kind of highlighted there. Looking forward to cooking that one up because they are very, very good.
Yeah, we'll have the Wilber weenie is what we purchased. Excited to try that. What was really neat about this place, and many places that we have stopped, but this place in particular, this building and this place in particular has been here for over 100 years, but in the family it's been here for a long time. Bought it from his grandma and has been a part of it since he was pretty much a rugrat and has grown into this place, and I think that's really awesome.
No, it was really cool. They had an old newspaper clipping, and kind of looking through it, and you saw all the names, and then you pieced it together. There was a little kid in the pictures. Realized it was Russ, the guy we were talking to, was the kid in these pictures, just kind of showing the longevity, obviously the long family ties. We've had a couple stops that have had long-standing family traditions, and just really, really cool to kind of see some of that history displayed there.
It really was a cool building. Inside, outside, they kind of showed us some of the restoration that they've done here at this building that's been here for over 100 years. And then the take on embracing being Czech, right?
Yeah.
And infusing that with Nebraska beef is really awesome.
You couldn't really want it to be better. And again, going through, and he even brought it up, being like, there's a lot of things that are traditionally usually that pork side, but when you've got great quality beef around, implementing beef wherever you can is something they aim to do, they've been doing, and it's really, really cool to see.
So make sure you stop by Karpisek's Market here in Wilber, Nebraska. Is one of the stops of the Nebraska Beef Passport Program. Thanks to our great sponsors allowing us to come down here to Wilber today. Cross Diamond Cattle, Cross Diamond Meats in Bertrand, the Dawson County Cattlemen, the Nebraska Cattlemen, and of course, the Nebraska Beef Council, who is putting on the Nebraska Beef Passport Program. He's Jacob Roth and Tyler Cavalli reporting from Karpisek's Market in Wilber, Nebraska for KRVN.